Hey y'all, it's one of them fun topics, man. We at a certain point that we can talk about it. So today we're gonna talk about colors, man, and adding color to your breeding program and how you do it. It seems simple, but it's very genetic. A locus, D locus is an example of a couple of genes that determine a dog's color. You can go look that up yourself. But there are genes that determine a dog's color, and there are genes that determine a dog's hue. My dog Cream is a perfect example of that. She's a blue fawn color, but she has a chocolate hue. So she is very colorful. She's trying to teach him to leave her alone. She is going in the heat and he smells it, even though that's his mother. So out today I got my boy Debo and I got Black Pearl out, which may be my next breeding. We've just done a breeding with Debo and Cream, and we know that that's going to be a good breeding because we did all of our structure right. And that's the first thing. We have structure and all the standards right with the breed first. We're not breeding for color and then going for structure. We got all our structure, muzzle length, muscle, all that we wanted, and then we start looking at putting the color in. So with Debo and with Cream, we're sure we're gonna have a colorful litter because they are both colorful dogs, and more importantly, they are both color carriers. You can have a litter with one. You can have a breeding and one of the dogs is very colorful, and the other is not, and the litter is not going to be very colorful. It may end up being half and half. But the thing with Pearl is, and a lot of dogs is, even though she's all the way black, and you can see that Debo is chocolate, you can see he's a color carrier, but she is a color carrier because they have the same lineage. They have Bo Jackson in common. So she being the daughter of Bo Jackson, she definitely carries the same lineage to carry colors. It's just that she's black. So she's what's called a color carrier. Color carriers retain a gene, a recessive gene that allows them to pick color, but they don't necessarily show it. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to tell you this. I'm trying to tell you that if you want to have a breeding with color, you need both sides to be color carriers. And it's different, like I said, there's different genes that determine color and the hue. So different color combinations are going to make different colors. So let's say you go a blue and a black dog, you're not going to get a whole lot of colors. You're going to get, probably that blue and that black, unless the black dog is a color carrier of something else. What's an example of that? My boy Drip. My boy Drip is black and white chest, white feet. But his mom is Tri-Roxy. And she has the tri-blood in her. And she had the colors of a Rottweiler. So Drip is all black, but he's a color carrier because of his gene makeup. So I can add Drip in with him being an all black dog and still know that I'm gonna get color on the other side too, because he's a color carrier. And he's not just a blue or black color carrier, he's a multiple color carrier because he has the tri-blood gene. So in bullies, a real quick way to know if you got a color carrier is, does it have tri-color in it? Anywhere in the lineage, does it have tri? How far back? I'm not gonna say anywhere, but I'm gonna say how far. Is it pretty close that it has some tri-blood lineage? If so, it's color carrier. Does it have blue tick in it? You know the little tick spots? My dogs have the blue tick, but they have, you know, they turn chocolate on mine. I got them chocolate ticks on mine. But if you have those tick marks in the coloring, that's a color carrier. And I bring this up because I bred Domino and Pearl, which I thought for sure I was gonna get a bunch of Domino colored dogs, which have been perfect. The perfect chocolate with white chest. I want them all to be that way. But I was trying to breed a certain way, and I'd only let them lock a couple of times. And I didn't get enough puppies out to see the color map. That's the next thing. You gotta be fertile. You gotta let them fertilize all the eggs. When we're doing a natural breed, so it's not no artificial insemination. We're not placing anything anywhere. So for us, we have to let the natural process work. And I should have left them stay together longer and fertilize all those eggs. And I would have seen a bigger gamut of color because they both are color carriers. So you have genes that make up what the color of the dog is. You can't just chase out the hill. You see that? That was funny. You have genes that make up what the color of the dog is, and you have genes that put a hue on top of the color. I like those the most. That's why I say my dog Cream. She got the color, and then she got a hue on top of the color. It's like having a curl. I mean, not like a curl. It's like having a car, and the car pearls. It flip. You know, in one time it'll look blue. You look at it, you walk a certain distance, it'll look black. It flips. You know, it's got that pearl to it. That's what a hue is. A hue on the color. If you see that, you got a very, very colorful dog. Now, I don't even bring up color. We don't even get to this step unless we start with correct dogs. That's why we did all that we did to get our dogs structurally sound up to this point. So now whoever I put together is gonna be structurally sound because I got structurally sound dogs to start with. Now I can look at color. And there's a very important step, and I like this step because the American Bully has so many different colors. I mean, it has fawn and chocolate and blue fawn. It's just so many different colors. I forget how many it is, but I know over 20. I can't remember the exact number, but I'm looking at the chart in my head. I can see all the colors laid out. It's more than 20. And we got away from that because some genius wanted a Merle. So we just made all the dogs Merle, which didn't help the health at all, did it? Didn't help the health at all. And that was a fad, just like I said it was. It's a fad. Didn't help the genes at all. But everybody liked this color, Merle. Okay, but when you made them all Merle, you eliminated the whole color chart. And that don't make any sense. You got 10s or 20s of different colors that you could have, but you eliminated down to one. Eliminated down to one color, which is the Merle with a couple different hues on it, red or blue or something like that. But you still ain't got no, you still eliminated, brought the color spectrum down, not build it up. Now, what if you got a Merle and then you got another Merle on the other side? They both color carriers, right? But you can't do it because it's genetic. The genetic faults in the Merle won't let you add two Merles together. You'll end up pulling all the pigment out of their eyes. They got so many blotches that they need that pigment to fill up the blotches. So the first place they go to get the pigment is from the eyes and the ears. So you end up with deaf or blind dogs trying to make them colorful. So you can't breed two Merle dogs together. Shows you that it ain't a color deal. It's something else. Because any color carrier I can breed together got nothing to do with the structure or the health of the dog, and nothing at all. Ain't gonna do nothing to the health of the dog. So for the Merle to do that, you know that is a problem. So I'm gonna leave him alone. If you have a Merle, that's cool, but you're gonna have to come to hard cut, man. Because you gotta breed it back to something for real. So when y'all get through messing around, playing around, looking around, come on off the bench for the big win, man. Get you some hard cut. It's on.